All right, so I just landed in Tunisia. Welcome to Tunisia. Had an interesting time trying to get from the airport to my hotel. Taxi drivers tried to scam me, but luckily I looked up the prices beforehand. So I was able to find one for basically what the internet said I should pay for. However, the roads are confusing and I'm now walking probably hopefully about 10 minutes to the hotel. But this is definitely one of the more unique countries. I can say 4 countries I visited, but I think that's gonna make everything a challenge and everything just that more fun. This is why I like coming to, you know, less trodden countries. You know, it's a unique experience, unique culture, not so touristy, and you know, I'm up for the challenge. So let's go. So right now I am wandering through all of these side streets, have no idea where I'm going, just following Google Maps. It's telling me where to go sightseeing, but I'm walking through all these markets. They're selling all kinds of stuff. Even saw a guy selling turtle shells. But I trust in Google Maps, it'll get me there.
We have big exhibition, bazaar, and panorama upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Free.
All right, so let me tell you about what just happened. Tunisia is definitely a country where you want to keep your guard up and be careful, you know, at all times. And this guy came up to me and told me about this rooftop where I could see a huge panorama. You know, of course I'm skeptical, but my #1 rule, and whether or not I'm deciding to do something that seems a little bit sketchy, is do I think I can take the guy? And this guy was an old man. I felt like surely if he leads me into something crazy and I am in danger, I can take him. But turns out, yeah, he just knows a friend that has a carpet shop with a rooftop and pretty cool view. Now I guarantee they're expecting me to buy something from the carpet shop, but that's not gonna happen. Anyway, sometimes you take chances, sometimes they pay off. Okay, so let me tell you how that whole sketchy situation ended. So when I went back down, he was there to greet me even before I got to the bottom of the stairs, telling me about how he wanted to show me some rug exposition. And then he starts taking me to this like back room, and as soon as he does, another young guy stands up and goes in with us. And right then, you know, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I didn't feel comfortable, and so I got the hell out of there. And in our way exiting, you know, he was pressuring me more and walking fast to keep up with me, because I'm trying to get out of there quick. And he knocked over the ceramic bowl, it shattered, and I was like, okay, now they're gonna want me to pay for that. And yeah, one of the guys asked me, I was like, no, it wasn't me. And so yeah, I just bolted, and I don't think anyone's following me, but I have to keep checking my back because yeah, that was sketchy. All right, I just came to a place here in Tunis, or actually near Carthage, called Sidi, and it looks a lot like Santorini, you may know from Greece, but actually, apparently, I was told this is painted this colors before Santorini, so Santorini actually stole from here. Fun fact. But yeah, walking around, about to get lunch. It's beautiful and not too hot, so great day for a walk. All right, so in this Sidi place, we came to a rooftop restaurant with a great view. About to have some food. So my food came and I forgot to make a video before I started eating, but here's what it is. And it's really delicious. It's called arja. It's basically like eggs, tomatoes, vegetables, some sausages, and all mixed together, but really delicious. I'm so full right now. I don't think I can eat. Yeah. So you always hear that Santorini is super crowded and over touristy. You can't really get good photos, but here, not so bad. It's a better alternative to come to Sidi, Busaid. Busaid. Sidi, why would you say this? Sorry? Sidi Busaid? Busaid? Sidi Busaid. Y'all, this place is really amazing. Like everywhere you walk, it's just blue and these beautiful whites, and then you get flowers like this. It's incredible. I don't know how this place is not more famous.
So this is the dome.
Yeah.
Okay,
one of the reasons I chose to come to Tunisia actually was that this is also the site of the ancient city of Carthage. They were notable in ancient history for fighting 2 Punic wars against the Roman Empire. You may have also heard of Hannibal, the famous general Hannibal, who supposedly led an invasion of Rome by leading elephants over the Alps, although that most likely never happened. But anyways, yeah, this is where they originally developed their city. I am currently at the Kasbah Square. I came here a couple days ago, but I ended up getting kicked off by some soldiers that were here. I'm actually not supposed to be here. I was up there earlier filming, but soldiers kicked me out. So I'm having to walk away now, but if they didn't want me there, they should have had it more blocked off, I guess. Anyways, this is the site of one of the biggest but lesser known historical events of the 21st century. Right here is where, in 2010, the Arab Spring movement all started here in Tunisia, and it spread to many other countries in Northern Africa and the Middle East, where many dictators were dethroned and democracies were set up. And it all started right here in the Kasbah Square in Tunis, Tunisia. So I had a little extra time in Tunisia, so today I'm going out of the city to a place called Dougga, where they have some still standing ancient temples. Trying to use the public transit in order to get there, which is going to be quite an adventure, I think, but should be fun. Let's see if I can make it. It's just chaos and I have no idea where to go. All of these are buses, but I don't know which one's going to take me where I'm trying to go. I think I found my bus. Dougga?
إذا أريد كيف مثلا تشرح كيف
Made it. Alright, so I was able to make it to Dougga. Once I got to the bus stop, I just talked to some guy and he ushered me onto the right bus, and then actually organized for a taxi at the end to kind of drive me to the actual site. So pretty interesting. Now we're gonna check out the ruins. Here's an amphitheater. So from what I was able to read, Dougga actually developed as a city due to like dignitaries under the Roman Empire that preferred living in the countryside. So they'd move out here, and that's how the city kind of developed. And if you look behind me, you can see, you know, it is pretty beautiful countryside. I don't blame them at all. I'd like to move here too. So behind me is the ancient Forum of Dougga, and here is where like day-to-day business transactions would be made, trades, and also like gossip would be spread here. So I guess you're saying, both figuratively and literally, the tea was spilled here. Oh, that's so cringe. Sorry. So here's another thing about Tunisia. I mean, man, look at how magnificent these ruins are, and there is almost nobody here. I almost have the place completely to myself. And so tourism is really underrated here in Tunisia. It's fantastic, but I mean, I guess that's working to my advantage right now, so I won't complain. So whereas getting to Dougga was absolutely pretty simple, getting back was a complete nightmare. Getting picked up by the same taxi that dropped us off and then dropped at the bus station. Honestly, had it not been for this Australian tourist that I also met at the site, I would have never made it back. The buses weren't running anymore. The shared vans weren't running anymore. We didn't know what to do. Fortunately, we were able to find a guy with a car who does some kind of like ride sharing, and we got back. So I'm now back in Tunis, thank goodness. And yeah, that's my story. All right, so I just arrived in Sousse. I am now trying to get a taxi to my hotel. Let's see. Never mind. So due to the language barrier, I don't trust myself to get a taxi and be able to get there. It's about a 25-minute walk. I decided I'm just gonna walk it. So when in doubt, just walk. One of the things I've really enjoyed about traveling here in Tunisia is the challenge of it all. That might sound crazy to some, but I don't know, I find it fun and exciting for things to be a challenge when I'm traveling. And the language barrier here is certainly difficult. I'm used to that in many countries where people don't speak English, obviously, but I'm used to, like, at least in the hospitality sector, that they do. But here, since they don't get a lot of tourists, or most of them that are come from Europe or other North African countries, a lot of even the hotels and places like that don't speak English. And so it's been a challenge, but fun at the same time. Better watch how you're talking, where you're walking. So it is my last day in Tunisia, and I came down to this beach city called Sousse. I fly out tomorrow out of Tunis, which is 3 hours away. So it's kind of crazy, you know, but I just want to get the most out of the trip. So I came down, spent my last day here, and tomorrow I'll go back to Tunis and fly out. Alright, I came to a restaurant for my last meal in Tunisia, and check it out. Time to dig in. Alright, quick meal update. This is fantastic. So what it's called is chicken tangine. Tangine's the name of the pot that it was cooked in, but it's like basically chicken, all these spices and vegetables. It is fantastic. So good. Now I'm gonna finish all of it. All right, so I just finished my meal, and look, check it out. Definitely clean plate club. Except for a little bit of bread, but man, that was delicious. Came back to the beach to watch the sunset. Check it out. Woo! All right, so today is my last day in Tunisia. Time to head out, but before I go, I got one more stop. So, see you in a bit. All right, I'm here at my last and final stop in Tunisia. It's called El Gym. It's a kind of a mini Colosseum, ancient Roman stadium. About to go in and check it out. Let's go. So there wasn't actually a whole lot of information about the place inside, but fortunately the ticket gets you into a museum that they have. So I'm about to go learn a little bit more about what this building was all about. So the museum turns out to be a bunch of ancient Roman mosaics. So one thing that's pretty crazy to me is that they have all these mosaics, and most of them are from like the 2nd century AD, but they're not protected at all. Like, you can touch them. They probably should protect them, but I don't know why they're not. But yeah, you can get up close to them. case you didn't know, it is hot. This is Northern Africa after all, so. Whew. All right, so a little bit of a crazy situation. There's no buses to Tunis, and I have my flight. So I found this local, he's helping me. We're going to another city and hopefully transferring there to get one to Tunis. Hopefully I can catch this flight. All right, so I have made it to Tunis airport, and man, it was a wild ride. So this morning, I was in another city, and I went and did my thing, my sightseeing this morning with plenty of time to get to the airport. So I thought, my flight's at 6, and I left around like 10. But when I was at the bus stop, there were no buses coming to Tunis, where my flight is out of, and I was starting to freak out. Fortunately, I ran into this like absolute angel of a person. He was going to Tunis as well, and he helped me. We ended up taking a bus to a different city, transferred there to a bus to Tunis, and made it here with plenty of time. So Tunisia, up until the very last minute, you were an absolute adventure, and I loved it. Peace.